Hey everybody, welcome to the tower. I hope you're having a great day and a good time. But if you're not, you come to the right place. How did you find this channel? I don't know, but I'm glad you're here. Anyway, I read tower moments, and what tower moments are the times in your life that bring upheaval. Sudden destruction, the chaos, the road bumps that nobody ever sees coming, and then we're like, God, I wish I would have helped. So this is that. I have done many of these videos, so if this message doesn't resonate with you, they are all timeless. So if this one doesn't resonate, just click off and check down the list for any other video I might have made, because, maybe one of those will help you. But always give it a little bit of time. That's the most important thing, because sometimes you get the message and then all of a sudden you click off and you go, well, that's not me. And then it happens and you're like, oh. All right? And then all these messages are collective reading. There are no star signs. Everybody gets to play. All right? With that, how do we do this? Well, I draw 2 cards from the Major Arcana deck just like this to find out your overall tower reading. All right? And then I look at the bottom of the deck for more information. 2 cards. And then we clarify. We will do 3, 2, and 3. And 1 more card at the bottom for 1 more piece of information, and that will be it. So, with all that out of the way, thank you for showing up and clicking and lasting to this long. Hit the subscribe button if you think about it. You don't have to. Totally free will. You do whatever you want. Helps the channel out and, me eventually. And I think I've said everything I need to say. Let's get started. Just remember, tower moments, not exactly friendly or fun or anything like that. They can get a little bit rough, so be prepared, okay? You may not like what you hear. Lovers on this side of the card. I'm the lizard man right there. But if this is the card of an emotional choice. A lot of people say this as a relationship, and a lot of times it is. But it's also the card of a huge emotional choice. Like, I have to pick one or the other, and once you choose, you can never ever go back. It's like, saying you're never going to do something, and then you go ahead and do it anyway, and everybody who trusted that you would never do that thing is very upset with you, and they never see you quite the same way again. Stuff like that. This is the deep choices that we have to make with a lot of emotions. Could be a relationship, but whatever it is, it's on this side of the tower, and that's what leads to the tower. So it's either a relationship going bad or a choice being made that leads to destruction. And the tower leads to the moon card. So the moon card is basically, once this tower moment happens, you're lost. You don't know what to do next. You're like, well, that happened. Now what do I do? And you feel like you're in a fog. You're isolated. You don't know who to trust. You don't know where to go. You don't know what to do or say. You're just like dazed and confused. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Death in the World card. Now, both of these are ending cards, by the way. This is the card of transformation. The Death card, it's like something has to change. Something is not going to be the way it is. Something has to die to replace it. But the World card is all about closure. So this is like the end, the closure and the end. This is like everything comes up. It's done and it's over. Over and done with is basically what these 2 cards are saying. And that's a really extreme message, because usually you get one or the other, but rarely do you ever get both. And when those 2 cards show up, this is not only over, it's over in a way that you can never go back. So whatever this emotional choice is that you have to make or is being made, there's no going back to it. It's done. This relationship is probably over, whatever's going on. What caused it, though? What's causing this reading? Ace of Pentacles. Oh, boy. 5 of Cups. Yep. And the 4 of Pentacles. The Pentacles are an earth energy, by the way. They're like material things. Money, house, stuff, green straws, whatever. And the Cups are emotional. So this is basically greed. I wanted to do something, and I wanted to do it because I wanted to, and nobody else could stop me. Doesn't matter. I didn't care what anybody else thought of this idea. I'm going to do this to make myself happy. I don't even regret it, even though everybody else probably is going to look at me in a different way. This is somebody in your life who is basically very selfish, very, very selfish. They don't care about anybody else but themselves, because the Ace of Pentacles here on the side of the Tower is greed. You missed an opportunity. You missed a golden chance. You had the chance to do the right thing, and you don't. The energy that says, listen, you could have turned this into an amazing thing, and you didn't do it. Greedy, badly run stuff. And the Four of Pentacles down here is more of the same. It's like, I have everything I want, and I'm going to keep it all, and I don't regret any of it. Like the Five of Cups on the side of the Tower is everybody else around you is regretting this choice, but and you have to deal with it. So someone in your energy did this to you. They chose something over you, and this is probably something that they said they would never do. I'll never cheat on you. I'll never, buy this. I'll never do this again. This is lies. This is greed. This is manipulation. This is the energy that says, yeah, you trusted me, but I betrayed you anyway. And that's probably coming your way if it hasn't happened already. And, like I said, the Five of Cups is the card of big regret, especially on this side of the Tower. And once you learn this stuff, you're probably going to regret ever trusting this person. Because you did. I mean, it's very hard for you to trust people, very hard for you to open up, very hard for you to, just be like, okay, I can trust this. Yeah, you get the idea. And then the person that you put your trust in let you down. Right? Yeah. Another ending card, by the way, Ten of Swords. And the Nine of Pentacles. I think this Tower is basically saying it's over and you're going to be on your own. You're done with this person for forever. This Tower moment, you can't go on anymore. You don't ask for much in your life. I get that. I feel that. I feel like you're basically an easygoing, chill person who doesn't expect much from anybody, but when they say they're going to do something or not do something, you just expect them to stick to their word. Right? You expect them just to say, oh, okay, I'll never kidnap your third cousin for money. I'll never do that. And then, a couple years later, they're kidnapping your third cousin for money, and you're like, you said you wouldn't do that. What's going on? For a little less extreme example, they say they're never going to play Fallout 76 because it's like the one of the biggest scams in video games. And then a couple years later, they do it, and you're like, well, you said you weren't going to do it. I wasn't going to do it. I haven't done it, but you did it, even though you said you weren't. Kind of extreme examples here from one to the other, but the concept is the same. People say they're never going to do something, and then they just turn right around, and eventually they do it anyway, and they don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm telling you, once trust is broken, it's hard to repair, if not impossible. So this Tower moment brings the end. Cups. Why did I say cups? Swords and Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the card of independence. The card of, I don't need anybody else. And the Ten of Swords is the card of cutting things off, endings, done. I don't want to do this anymore. As you can see by this happy illustration, this is what you don't want to deal with anymore. That's you. You're done. Moon card, yeah. King of Wands. Yep. Keep in mind the moon taints everything. Nine of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. This is the energy of I don't know what to do. I know I need to keep moving on. I need to know I need to keep living my life. I need to keep doing that. But what am I going to do now? The person I thought I could trust, like above almost everybody, let me down. If they were able to, if they were willing to do this one thing they said they wouldn't do, what else are they willing to do? Right? That's the point here. Once they betray your trust once, it's like, can you ever trust them again with anything else? You don't know. They said they weren't going to do this one thing, but they did it. What's going to stop them from doing anything else? Trust is extremely difficult to build. It really is. It takes years and years and years of effort. And it can all go away in a second. And I know if you're watching this, even if this energy doesn't resonate with you at all, you know that part's true. So yeah, this moon card kind of just leaves you lost. You don't know where to go or what to do next. I mean, you I think you're cutting this person off. You're just like, can't trust you anymore, bro. You had one job and, one main rule, one mission, one thing that you said you wouldn't do, and you did it because you didn't care you just didn't care. And if you don't care about that, I mean, I kept up my part of the bargain, right? It's like you're keeping up yours, the person you're dealing with didn't. And I think that's going to hurt you. I think that's going to make you sad. I think that's going to make you just not feel good about this person anymore because you're not who you thought. Once people do this stuff, they don't care about anybody else, then you kind of realize who they are. The reason why they did it is probably because they just wanted to. I mean, that's going to be what they say. It's like, I don't know, I just wanted to try it. I just wanted to do it. And they did. That's it. They did it because they wanted to. So that's a nasty, nasty thing. Greed. Major greed. Just because they wanted it. And they did it. The Seven of Cups is the only other emotional card on this. Where you're going to be feeling all kinds of things, right? You're going to... The emotion of chaos. The emotion of just spinning out of control, It's like, what do I do? But yeah, this is probably done and over with. If not right away, it's going to kind of taper down little by little. You're going to be like, yeah, I don't trust you anymore. I don't connect with you anymore. I don't. We had a unspoken bond and you broke it, and you just, I mean, what else are you going to do next? And that's always sad. But that's why all the ending cards showing up here. The World of the Death card, the Ten of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles. All these cards are saying, yeah, you just need to get out. And it's going to be rough for a while. But, the King of Wands did show up. So that means that inner spark isn't gone yet. You're still there somewhere. You can still rise up again and dust yourself off. It'll just be in a different world because this person won't be in it. You might have trusted them for a year. This might be somebody you've known for almost a decade or almost half a decade or more, longer. But they're just going to change. They're going to break your trust and probably your heart to process. This could be a relationship too. This could be somebody who said, I'll never cheat on you, or I'll never gamble again, or I'll never do this, or this is something that they said they'll never do, and then they went ahead and did it, and it's just going to break your heart. Because the Lover's card is here too, so it could definitely be a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something, and they just change on you, and you're just like, what happened? Why'd you start doing that? So, yeah. When this tower hits and the ending comes, I think you'll hate it, but you'll know that this person isn't who you thought they were and you can't go back. So now it's just starting over. their greed and their selfishness, there's just more than you can take. And you have to move on. Anyway, I think I've said all I needed to say today, so I'm going to show you the cards, and that'll be it. Here we go. As I said, a lot of these readings are tough to listen to and watch sometimes, but if they do resonate with you, I hope it helped you. I hope it helps you get through some troubling time in your life. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. Most people don't make it this far, and this videos usually, people click off, and I understand. That's okay, because this one's a little longer than usual. But if you made it all the way here, thank you for watching, and hit the old subscribe button. I do try to upload every day so we can hang out. And yeah, that's it. Have a good one. Peace out. I hope this energy doesn't resonate with you, but if it does, best of luck. You will rise again, and you'll be able to trust someone again, I'm sure. It's just going to take a while. All right. Have a good one. Better one. Bye.